Not only is Donald Trump carrying with him some pretty nasty poll numbers into the State of the Union, he's also carrying the weight of the Epstein files. On Monday, we got some pretty damning information from those Epstein files that, of course, reporters are still digging through, still trying to figure out. But what we learned on Monday might be one of the most grotesque things that we have seen thus far, and it also lets us know that from the very beginning, and when I say very beginning, I'm talking about Epstein's 2019 arrest, Donald Trump has been engaged in a massive cover-up to silence anyone and everyone up to and including Epstein himself. Here is what we learned yesterday. Emails buried deep in those 3.5 million pages of Epstein files revealed that the NYPD was given a, quote, stand-down order by Donald Trump's FBI in 2019 to stop their investigation into Epstein. Now, this had happened after Epstein had been arrested. And obviously the arrest is not the end of the investigation. There are still witnesses to interview. There is still, physical evidence to gather up, put together, decipher, interpret. And the FBI, from the Trump administration in his first term, ordered the NYPD to stand down and effectively stop the investigation. They couldn't stop the prosecution because obviously he had already been arrested. They were a little late to the game. But this cover-up of everything associated with Epstein goes back nearly 7 years with Donald Trump. It gets worse. Also, in some of those emails, let me just read you this. I'm an AUSA in Eastern District of New York, which is U.S. Attorney, and am working on an investigation into the death of an inmate at the Brooklyn MDC. The sender and the recipient were redacted. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner told me that it signed a confidentiality agreement in connection with the investigation into the murder of Jeffrey Epstein. We were hoping to extend a similar agreement, and I wanted to see if you could share the agreement or a boilerplate version of it. I'm happy to speak over the phone, if that's easier. So, a U.S. attorney in New York who had their name redacted, the recipient's name were redacted, but he said, hey, listen, I'm looking at the medical examiner's report and I'm working on the investigation into the murder of Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein wasn't murdered, right? We were told he decided to, on his own terms, leave this world on his own. But the U.S. attorney in New York, while Trump was president, talking about a confidentiality agreement about the murder of Jeffrey Epstein. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Honestly, at this point, if you think Epstein did it himself, I think that's the conspiracy theory. I don't think it's conspiratorial at all. Once you look at these documents, once you piece together the timeline, the administration was calling it a murder. So the big question is, of course, Pam Bondi, how about you unredact those names? Those names are not victims. Those names in those emails are not people who could have their lives ruined because of their association with Epstein. So there was no reason to redact those people's names. Unredact the names so that Congress could know who the hell these people are, and they can go ahead and haul their butts into Congress by the end of the week Make them publicly testify about why they are referring to an investigation into the murder of Epstein. And while you're at it, go ahead and bring in all of Donald Trump's people from the FBI and go ahead and ask them why they issued a stand-down order so that there would be no further investigation into Epstein or any of his associates or accomplices. The release of these files was supposed to give us information, give us answers, but all it has done is create far more questions and, hilariously enough, far more controversies for Donald Trump. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.